Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to round 2 of the Yurt Invitational Tournament for the Twitch Tag Team Championships. And joining me today, I have both World Rumble winners and both men who will headline Yurtlemania. It's Joel Rogers, it's Andre Rink. How are you both doing today?
Doing fantastic, Stone. Thank you for having me.
Oh, I'm just phenomenal, Stone. Thanks for asking. Probably even better than Joel.
Let's see, we just all knew that you weren't enough, Andre, so we had to bring in the pro.
Well, you know, it's like handing your little brother the controller. Once in a while, you gotta let the kids play, but the haters are entering the ring now. Looking good.
What a stunning couple. Look at that fashion sense.
Absolutely, and we're going to take a look here how the haters got to the second round. As you see in the first match, Hater Haggerty had the Anaconda Vice on Mary McCheese. Rado would end up breaking up the submission, but had his back turned and didn't see Hater Haggerty took advantage and won the match.
That's a stunt, that slide cutting we all know Haggerty for.
It's just heartbreaking to look back on because you know Laredo, more than anyone, was probably the most devastated by defeat, and it was a moment of inattention that cost him his shot.
It was, and now we have round 2 starting with the haters, and they'll be taking on the team of the ones who knock, Matty Montez, Walter White, and I gotta ask you both, I mean, we weren't expecting Walter White to pull off the moves he did, but he looked great in the ring. Do you think it's going to continue into round 2?
Now, I'll tell you this, Stone. Few men possess more drive, more focus than Walter White.
I gotta agree with Joel here. You know, even now, you can see he's beaten up, he's bruised. And again, I'm thinking this is late season 4, early season 5, so Lord knows his personal life is a mess, and yet he's still here, ready to put on a good show.
Those few months spent out.
Right.
Oh, my apologies, Stone.
No, you go ahead. Absolutely. I was gonna take us back to how they got here. You see, Dennis Whitley would actually tag himself in, and Matty, like a ravenous wolf, immediately just on the prowl, taking out Dennis. I mean, it was unbelievable to see in person.
Those few months of basic training did a lot for Matty.
And he was already a beast beforehand, so you know it's no wonder that he anticipated this tactic from Dennis, and it looks like it didn't pay off for him in the end, because now they're here, and they seem more determined than ever to make it to WrestleMania.
Absolutely. This is going to be one for the ages. All 4 competitors still feeling the effects of the first round. We're going to see how that comes into play, and we're going to get right into it here shortly.
Now, Joel, I got to ask you, who are you leaning toward? You know, you've been in that ring yourself. You've crossed fists with a lot of these guys. Who do you think is going to come out on top?
It's tough. Honestly, my first Yurtlemania, I thought Rob was going to take it home. I was rooting for him. He was really doing a lot of work. I kind of want to see him pull through this time.
I also forgot to mention this is a Tornado Tag Extreme rules for the second round. So weapons are allowed, no disqualifications. We're going to see what happens here.
Notice it's immediate chaos right out of the gate. I was thinking we'd be tagging here, but no, we got just everybody in the ring going back and forth.
You can see Tommy letting Walter White know what he thought of Breaking Bad as a show as a whole.
You know, knowing Tommy, you know, he probably prefers, I don't know, everybody loves Raymond. What does Tommy like to watch?
Probably like those high science fiction, like The Expanse. One of those shows where you think you know what's going on, but you never really do.
Right,
but he does, because he's above everybody else.
That's for sure. I was saying Matty Montez doing those shoulder tackles to Robin. Ooh, going right at it and going for a pin. Is this going to be enough? No,
okay.
2 count.
It's getting a little worried there. With Matty, you never know what's going to happen.
This is going at a completely breakneck pace right now. You know, you got to wonder what the officials were thinking sending everyone in here what had to be minutes after their first match, because they're still bloody, bruised, covered in sweat. I don't think this is going to last that long.
Well, you know, we only had the rental for a few more hours, so we had to get competitors in and out as quick as possible. So it's just how we roll here in the Yurt Wrestling Federation.
Oh, no. What's Walter White doing to Tommy?
Oh, no, that's his Twitter commenting hand. He needs that.
And Matty Montez taking Rob outside of the ring, just going right at him here.
No.
Showboating also.
Matty and Rob, they're 2 men who don't like to follow the rules.
Not at all. That's why this is also a good thing. It's a no disqualification match. They can use weapons. They can do whatever they want. It looks like Walter White's going to go for one now.
Smartest man in New Mexico. He knows that sledgehammer is going to give him a huge advantage. Meanwhile, Matty just completely targeting that leg of Robert, and now he's going to go help his teammate.
It looks like Tommy managed to get the sledgehammer away from him. No. Well,
Yeah, it looks like Matty's just going to grab the sledgehammer and lead Walter White to his own. Oh, but that sledgehammer right to the gut of Gwen Rob. That must have hurt a lot.
See if Rob's going to go for it.
No, he's going to leave it. Wait. There it is.
Oh, there it is. Ooh. Matty is suffering for that choice.
Absolutely, but Hagerty now looks like he's on top of Walter White, able to block a attempt at something, and now he's picking up Walter White in the ring.
Say, this is one thing Tommy knows how to do. It's counter.
That's right. Tommy, extremely technical. Ooh, speaking of counters, Walter's not having it. Matty and Rob locking up here. It looks like they're taking it back in the ring, possibly. No.
Whoa!
End of days for Walter White. That's his finishing maneuver, and Tommy's out.
This is it.
Hagerty's out. That's going to be it.
Yep.
Just like that.
You'd see him drawing him in.
Sent packing.
Matty taking out Rob on the outside so he couldn't help his teammate. And that's your winners right there. They're going to be going to Yurtlemania. They'll be fighting for a tag team championship. Did you both see this outcome coming?
You know, Walter White has a habit of letting people think that they're in control and then just flipping the switch on them really fast. And you can see what he's doing there with Tommy.
That's right. If there's one thing Walter White loves, it's being in control. It's, being at the top, controlling that chessboard. And it seems like, whether it be by freak accident or of their own devices, they had a strategy and it paid off.
Absolutely. We're going to get into the second match of the round two. It's going to be Monkey Business, Don Kong and Harambe against Mystery Machine, Stone, and Scooby-Doo. And I got to ask again to you both, who do you think has the advantage here?
I'm absolutely stunned. It could go either way. Like, both of these are wild card teams. I'm at a loss for words right now.
Joel, I got to say that's pretty astute on your end. I want to counter by saying that is two actual gorillas there in the ring. And while Stone does have an impressive history here in the ring, and Scooby-Doo, is a veteran of going up against monsters, you got to remember, more often than not, it's a guy in a costume.
You see, here's what you always forget about Andre. What I see here, it's bronze versus brain. These two gorillas, they've got the brawn. But Stone the Yang, Scooby-Doo, Mystery Solver Extraordinaire, they got the brains. But do they have the brains to pull off the brawn?
That is correct. And actually, we're going to take you all back to how Monkey Business got to the second round. As you can see here, Harambe picking up Star Platinum and just giving a monkey slam to him, just taking him out of the match completely. It was unbelievable to see. And then not only did Harambe choke out AJ Maximus and he was unconscious, but we were getting word that he actually bit the fingers off of AJ Maximus during the match, as you'll see here shortly. And that was what put him away.
God, well, I hope he turns out all right. I gotta say, this was one hell of a match when it happened live.
Absolutely, it was. We were on the edge of our seats the entire time. But as you see there, Monkey Business took the win. And like Joel was saying, they do have definitely the brawn, but do they have the brains to counter it?
Well, it just all comes down to if Stone and Scooby-Doo can bridge that gap, come up with a winning strategy, come between them so they can't use that superior strength, then they might have a chance. But, I'm not too sure. Some saying Harambe faked his death in order to lay low and train for this moment right here. Maybe he's a little smarter than we're letting on.
I don't know. I think the main drive in the last match was the fact that AJ's relative was in that cage with Harambe at the time.
That's true.
That is true. That is true. We did mention that during the match, and that may have played a pivotal moment. But now coming out, it's your boys. It's Mystery Machine, Scooby-Doo, Stone Lahosky. I mean, just what a bunch of competitors. We're going to take you now to how they made it to round two. And it was actually a very back and forth contest, but as you'll see here, Ben, who broke up the pin on Pepsi Man, would then be thrown out of the ring by Scooby-Doo, and then Stone delivering his finishing with the shooting star press for the 1-2-3. I gotta ask again, did you all see this ending coming for that match?
I was expecting Ben to pull off some kind of miracle like he usually does. Well, miracle is one word. I'm sure other people have some other ways to describe it. But I was not, but I'm happy to see the results.
You know, Scooby-Doo's a strong competitor. Stone, your skills are, well, you have no skills. So I gotta say it surprised me with that outcome, but you know, perhaps you've been training, perhaps you paid off the ref, whatever it may be, I was not expecting it. And you know, maybe you might pull off another miracle here today. But we're going straight at it. And you know, looking at the damage counter here, we can see that both Harambe and Scooby-Doo dealing with some arm troubles, Stone and Donkey Kong in a similar state. So it's really going to come down to who can get the momentum first.
And we see two competitors up top on the rope. Stone going for a 450 splash is going to connect, and Blind Kong, what's he going for here?
Donkey
And he's
Kong misses his.
Yeah, we saw Blind Kong make some questionable moves in the first round, and I gotta ask, you think it's going to come into? No, not yet. Do you think Blind Kong's going to make those same mistakes in this match?
He was already learning from his last one. Scooby-Doo's suffering for it right now.
You know, to Joel's point earlier, I'm not sure how much brains Donkey Kong has to throw around, but another pin.
No, not enough.
We gotta make sure we're watching carefully at home, folks, because this match could be over in the blink of an eye.
Scooby-Doo and Donkey Kong took a thing to get their breath back.
Big kick from Donkey Kong.
Now they're going hard.
And,
Harambe has a bat?
That's right, he's a baseball bat.
Oh,
over the
God,
skull
he doesn't
of
need
Stone
that.
and just going
Stone,
to
I know you're
town.
going to be feeling that later.
Yeah, I may be a shadow clone in my own right, but I did feel that right here. So that definitely must have hurt him quite a bit.
Ooh.
And just big headbutt from Harambe. Harambe showing no remorse, almost like he's at 100% right now. And the same thing with Kong on Scooby-Doo.
I thought he was going to throw him out into the audience for a moment there.
I thought so too, but I think we're going to have a quick ad break here. So let's see what this
Do
is.
not have a cash. If you talking shit, me and my niggas on your ass. We real. We don't play that shit. Step outside your place and you're gonna get hit. Oh man. Because I roll with the gang. I'm pimping crip, walking and I'm doing my thing. Skirt. I'm in the whip. Get blood on me, but you know that I'm a crip. Pop.
Blockbuster.
Yeah.
Eat fresh.
I will kill people.
And we are back in the match.
I gotta say, I'm not sure what's being sold there, but I personally will not be buying.
Listen, I love eating my Subway while watching my old Blockbuster VHS tapes. I don't know about you, Andre.
Well, I used to love it, Joel, but I'm in deep about 10,000 of Blockbuster because I've been holding on to a copy of Jack 3 for the past 17 years. But no time for that now. Back to this great match. We've got, again, Harambe with the fingers. Yes, with the fingers.
He's out for blood. Is someone going to give it to him? Ooh, it looks like it. And how much did he lose? That's the question.
Going for Scooby or he...
That's a 600-pound gorilla.
Oh!
No, the knees.
That's that brain coming into
He's
play.
going to go for a quick pin.
Is this it?
Is that going to be enough?
No. Oh, shit.
And look at
Scooby's
Scooby-Doo
getting
out of the
that
ring,
work.
just going to town on Donkey Kong also. Like, what? Just chaotic action right now. We see.
What a heavy knee.
Huge knee from Scooby-Doo. And Stone going to follow it up. It looks like these two, despite being on opposite ends, are perfectly in sync. Stone, what's under the Christmas tree? He's got a chair.
The chair. But to lay Harambe to rest once and for all.
Oh, Harambe not having it.
Oh, but Stone, that's right, couldn't get the chair shot off, and Harambe having him pay for it. Big snake eyes to Stone in the corner. And Scooby-Doo also still taking a towel on Donkey Kong on the outside. They've been going at it for a long time, folks. Do you think they're going to eventually
Smart
switch?
move, Scooby.
Oh,
No,
Scooby-Doo
Scooby!
gonna help out Stone? Oh.
What faith he has in his partner. But I got to say, guys, I personally would have stepped in there.
I say Donkey Kong has been out for the count for a little bit. Oh?
Going for the submission?
Going for a submission. It won't count if he does tap on the outside, but Harambe there to break it up for his partner. And now he's going to switch his target to Scooby-Doo, but Scooby-Doo not having it.
Let's just see how this change works out for him.
I know one thing Stone's going to need to...
Harambe going for
Big suplex.
suplex on the outside. My God. And now it looks like we're going to see Donkey Kong taking on Stone. Well, Harambe maybe going for a steel chair. I'm not sure. He just kind of went back in the ring and Scooby-Doo follows.
I thought Donkey Kong had his second win, but I think he just lost it again.
You know, Joel, I won't lie. You know, the two of us, despite what I may say, I've got a lot of respect for you, Joel. I think I'm a strong competitor as well, but I'm very glad I did not have to go up against these guys here today.
I'm feeling the same way.
Near 3 count from Harambe on Scooby-Doo, and Stone on the outside giving a big DT to Donkey Kong. I'm not sure who's going to
I
take
think
it.
Donkey Kong's back in the belly of the beast.
It's getting to a point where it's really coming down to momentum, and both sides just taking brutal beatdowns. Scooby-Doo, huge knee yet again. Is this it, or is he going to get the...
He's going to go for the pin. Is it going to be enough here?
Man,
No!
these guys have got to be running on fumes.
Stone taking the katana that Donkey Kong took out, and he's beating him savagely with
Aiming
it.
straight for the pelvis,
Who's
too.
the real king of the jungle right now?
Oh, but Donkey Kong taking it back into the gut. But a big spear from Scooby in the ring. Donkey Kong not seeing it, and he's going to go for a pin. Is this going to be it?
I think it might be. I think this is... Oh, man.
No!
Stone looking a little tapped out there. Is Donkey Kong and Harambe going to go for the double team?
Dear God, is Stone... Okay,
Nope.
he's getting up. I was afraid for a second there. For Stone, Scooby-Doo going for another spear. Get out of here, says Harambe. Huge elbow to Donkey
Savage
Kong.
backhand by Stone.
Oh, Stone's leg got caught up on the side there when he went for that suplex. I mean, he's probably going to put the effects later in the morning. Scooby-Doo now.
going for a weapon.
What's he looking for?
The sledgehammer.
It's a sledgehammer.
These guys want the belt so badly. They're willing to sweat for it. They're willing to bleed for it. Just savage attack one after the other, and somehow, despite the damage, managing to kick out just in time every time.
Scooby-Doo now bending the wrist of Harambe. You know he's got to be feeling that pain right now. Jesus Lord.
Ooh, he's pummeling him so hard. The business is about to go dissolve him.
Steel chair to Stone's everything there, and now Donkey Kong savagely beating him, but Scooby-Doo on the inside looks like he has the advantage.
Stone looking a little worn down there. Donkey Kong giving him some hard times. What's he gonna do? Oh! Ooh.
If I was Donkey
Right on
Kong,
the abs.
I'd be going for the pin right now. Because Harambe is not having a good time in that ring. He's managing to get a little bit of momentum. Okay, wait a minute. Two-handed choke slam?
Nice. Bring back the old favorites.
Might be going for a monkey slam here. And he's gonna connect, and this is gonna be it for Scooby-Doo. Mystery
Stones.
Machine. Title's not on line, but a shot of WrestleMania. No!
How did he kick out of him?
Harambe and Donkey Kong coming back strong.
Now, I gotta ask you both, did you see this resilience coming from Scooby? I mean, he's looking like he wants to win so bad.
You know, I think I heard backstage that Shaggy was offering him 5 Scooby snacks if he won this match. So I think there's a lot on the line.
I think you heard that. He's gonna go for pins. Donkey Kong's gonna save him. No, but it's gonna be it.
Donkey Kong. This is where the brain should have been focused.
Right. It's exactly as you said, Joe. Donkey Kong, I don't know if he smelled bananas or if that ape rage just told him to keep beating on Stone, but that moment of indecision cost him the shot at WrestleMania.
Unfortunate for Monkey Business, but I see here Mystery Machine standing tall, and we have the match set. Your finals that will be taking place at Yurtlemania is going to be the 1-2 knock versus the Mystery Machine. I think it's going to be a ladder match. So I got to ask you both, who do you think the favorite is going to be in that match?
We've seen the 1-2 knock take out some very clever competitors, whereas Mystery Machine's been taking out a lot of heavy hitters. So it's really, it's a tough call.
It's hard to say, really, like, because in both cases, right, we've seen a very strong showing from the ones who knock. But at the same time, Mystery Machine, despite being up against, some would say insurmountable odds, the heft of Pepsi Man, the girth of Monkey Business, they somehow pull it out every time. And while I want to say Scooby-Doo is carrying, I can't even say that because Stone got the first pin. So it's like picking a favorite child. It's really, really hard to say.
Real coin toss. You're gonna have to tune the Yurtlemania to see the end of that match. But also another match happening is gonna be the main event, which is gonna be between you two for a TikTok championship. And I gotta say, do you have any words or phrases you want to throw at each other for your coming up match?
Let's just say, I know why Andre moved down to Florida, because he was preparing to face the Heat.
First of all, whoa, buddy. Okay, I lived with Joe for a long time. Joe's very near and dear to my heart. He's like a brother to me. But I've seen what Joel does in his time, and that's fine. If he wants to do what he wants to do, that's fine. But I've been in the lab, I've been in the gym, I've been working on my techniques, practicing one kick 10,000 times, as the late great Bruce Lee said. And I think I think like opening a Mimic chest in Dark Souls, he's going to be surprised by what he finds.
Well, it's going to be a match for the ages, and you'll have to tune in next time on Yurtlemania to see who's going to win, and we'll be revealing the whole match card shortly. But until then, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you then.
Yeah, that's tough, man, because Walter kind of be going crazy for no reason. Oh, I'm still recording my audio. Hold on.